Welcome on in. Welcome on in. This is a bonus Scorpio reading. And realizing now that I want to move some things around just a tad bit so y'all can see a little bit better. Hopefully. Okay. It's taken me a while to get this out to y'all as my thanks for giving me so many views over on TikTok the last two release cycles. And I wanted to do it sooner, believe me, but some of you have been watching my videos know that just the energy, the eclipse energy was too unsettling. And all the energy in Pisces, it was just all triggering my Pisces stellium, and it was sitting on top of my Chiron in Aries with that eclipse in Aries. I mean, it just, I had to take a time out, and I think you understand. It was just energy overload, and I wanted to make sure that when I did this reading for you, I was not so scattered and unsettled in my feelings, because I just felt so much up in the air with that energy. And so I am finally today feeling a release. I mean, I wanted to do it yesterday, and I checked in with Spirit, and I just got a no up until today. So here we are. And by the way, I got a new deck here that y'all are going to get. Y'all are the first ones to get it. And I did a deck flip through review, by the way. I just released that. So if you like this deck, check out my deck flip through review. I should be putting some links if anyone wants to purchase for themselves. I'll have links for that as well. But we're going to start with the night version, right? Because there's two. And I felt led to this one for the Scorpio reading. Such feminine energy, right? Even if you're a male Scorpio, I'm going to say this is also for the Scorpio risings. Right out the gate, I'm getting, Seven of Earth in reverse. So, are you not waiting around for something? Are you tired of waiting around? You're tired of being patient? Have you become impatient about something? I'm also getting not putting an investment in something, deciding that you're no longer going to put the work into something because, or you're no longer investing in something because you just don't see the point of it, okay? And I'm getting something about something getting kind of scattered to the winds. I don't know why, but let me also say with this deck, what's unique about it is that since it's not using a lot of standard Rider-Waite symbolism, I'm having to work, or I should say lean more heavily on the intuitive side. So try to give you some of the textbook definitions of things, but I'm also going to flow more in that intuitive side with this deck than I think some of you might be familiar with. And so we'll see what comes out, okay? We got a flipper already, Eight of Air. I'm telling you, something scattering to the winds. But usually this is about somebody holding back, and it's a belief system. It's like, well, I gotta hold back. And I do get a sense that somebody's perspective, somebody's view is they're very aware of the blockages that are ahead of them and around them. And I'm hearing something about a treacherous path ahead. Somebody doesn't want to make that trek because they know it's going to be a difficult one. So I'm getting intuitively the reason why they've decided or determined within themselves to not go forward is because they know moving forward is not going to be easy. Maybe for a little bit it might be downhill, but eventually, inevitably, it's going to be an uphill climb. And I do see that also clouds overhead of this challenge or this adversity that they can see of, you know, not only is this not going to be easy, it's going to be challenging, it's going to be difficult, maybe treacherous, but then even if I get to the top of that, even if I conquer that, even if I get the victory, then what? What lies on the other side of that mountain? I don't know. So I am getting a fear of the unknown. I'm getting a fear of the adversity. So somebody's like, yeah, I don't want to make that trek. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go down that road. Bumpy road. Bumpy road. We get a 5-card spread for Scorpio. Wow, I'm telling you, getting jumpers here. Let's go with it and flow with it. Because side note, this is an unrushed reading. So, right, it's not my typical pop, pop, pop crap, which is great. Because I actually don't like that. I'm doing that because we're dealing with short attention span. So, anyway, if you like the short attention span readings, you might want to speed up the time. Also want to mention that if you want to speed up the time, go into the, it's going to be your top right hand corner. Click on that gear icon and it should give you a drop down menu showing playback speed. Click on that playback speed and put it probably at 1.25. We'll get things moving a little snappier. Okay. Yeah, let's go with it. Even though I'm trying to do a 5-card, this popped out. Spirit's got something else to say. Let's go with it. Flow with it. It's an unrushed reading off the clock. The foundation, you've got 10 of water. So there might be something here about home, family, but I'm also getting something here about ideals. And there might have been some kind of challenge or difficulty. Again, and that came up in the past readings that did really well. Okay. Something has maybe ended. Okay. A challenge, some kind of group struggle, group conflict ended. It might have had to do with somebody going their own way. Maybe a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces is relevant. But I do see something here about also happiness, ideals, what somebody has idealized as being their version of happily ever after. I'm getting something about surroundings or surrounded. I heard surrounded first, and I'm getting something about surroundings. Who are you around? Who's surrounded? Who or what is surrounding you? Is there flow? And I'm now getting something intuitively about, have people been challenging you and your ability to get flow? Maybe somebody in a group dynamic is feeling defeated. Having to do with issues of self-sufficiency or being enough, emotionally enough. There's something about flow and challenges with this. Because I get like there's some people in maybe a family dynamic where it could be that I'm unpacking a lot. I'm telling you, these cards are like, I'm getting so much off these cards. I'm starting to realize like how much the traditional Rider-Waite keeps me in a, right, because this is opening, these pictures are opening up so much for me. But let me continue on. There may be a marriage here. There may be a mother-wife figure here. Possibly an Aries is relevant. I am seeing, however, that For some of you, it could be that there is a feminine energy strong on the wifey material where somebody's having to move on, okay, and get a new start. But that's an odd message. They're holding back. Maybe saving up for this new beginning. Could be getting help from someone. Please tell me more about this Four of Earth. Tell me more about this Four of Earth. I feel like somebody has some ambitions, okay? Somebody wants to start something new, have a new beginning. They're very ambitious. But again, I keep seeing, I don't know why I keep seeing like a lot of mountains, and at the bottom of it, like you're looking, somebody keeps looking up at it. This is continuous up to this point. I keep seeing continued imagery of somebody at the bottom of a mountain looking at it like, I'd like to get to the top of that thing, but that's not going to be easy. Okay, please show me more about this Four of Earth. I'm going to be straight with you. I'm getting a feeling like somebody's got a lot of hope and wish and dreaming, but not a lot of action going on, okay? There's Hierophant again, Wisdom of Earth. Could be an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Very strong on the male, very strong on the Taurus. Somebody's trying to make a decision and make some plans with their life. And that might be why they're holding back. But I'm also getting with this Hierophant from beginning to end, very strong energy having to do with commitments and beliefs. Yes, potentially marriage here. Potentially a wife in the mix of all of this. And let's talk about these beliefs. Maybe these are beliefs having to do with getting growth and progress. And somebody, the way they're going about getting that growth and progress is going to involve them moving on. I'm also getting something about a laying low. I'm also getting something about, I'm getting something about like staying low to the ground. It sounds kind of weird, but it's like staying on solid ground, not getting too ambitious too soon. I'm hearing playing it safe. So I'm going to move on. Beliefs on how I need to get growth is that I need to move on, but I need to lay low and play it safe. Why did I almost say straight? Play it straight. Whatever. All right. Somebody might be moving towards either an Aries, or this is simply they're moving towards getting a brand new start. But they're like, again, laying low, playing it safe, maybe being really frugal with their money. I'm honestly kind of like liking it, to be straight with you. I really am. Let's get to this 5-card spread. And the reason why I'm liking it is because given this energy, I don't know that you want to, take a leap of faith off any cliffs right now, right? Full card. I don't know that you want to do anything foolish with this energy currently. This is kind of, especially we're in, I believe, Mercury retrograde right now. Please forgive me. I'm out of the loop on a lot of stuff energetically. I'm still coming out of that scattered, unsettled energy. But I think we're in some Mercury retrograde energy right now, and that is an energy saying, you know, this is time to reevaluate, reassess. I don't know, but you have that Seven of Earth in the reverse. So have you decided you're not going to invest in something anymore, but you're going to go in a different direction, but you're holding back on pulling the trigger, okay? There's a timing issue. There's a timing issue, okay? And honestly, I think it's for the best. I mean, I could have read that random spread, like, well, why are you not being more confident and trying to make that trek and, you know, break out of this, whatever you're in. But intuitively, you probably know that there's a better time, and you maybe are laying low until that time comes up, and that's totally retrograde energy. Let's see what the 5-card spread says for Scorpio. By the way, y'all just went through that solar eclipse energy in your 6th house, having to do with your day-to-day life. So again, some of you might need to rest and recover, need to do a little R&R, a little personal healing on the physical level. It might have to do with new beginnings in terms of what you're going to be offering service to in your day-to-day life. Because, you know, these houses of service were triggered, 6th and 12th, with that last you know, solar eclipse. So what is it that you want to serve? And I'm telling you, with the full moon coming up and in your sign on, what is it, the 22nd, I believe? No, it's the 23rd. That is in your 1st house. So there's something that you are having to release about yourself, your reputation out in the world, the way you come across. Maybe something having to do with your physical body, right? If I was doing a body astrology reading for y'all, I would be looking at a lot of this stuff getting triggered over this time span of the solar eclipse versus the full moon in Scorpio, that you're getting these houses triggered that are very relevant to body astrology. So without getting too deep and long-winded into that, let me just say, you know, you need to take good care of your physical and spiritual health. You do have the Strength card here right out the gate, so that's positive, but also indicative of somebody who's maybe holding back a bit, okay? Perhaps a Leo is relevant, but I am seeing something about good boundaries, okay? And there's that dark mountain again, and granted, there are a lot of mountains in this deck, so I'm going to try to get off spiel. I do see some magic fairy dust on top of that, though. Like, yeah, you know, do you have the strength to climb mountains where you can clearly see that there's going to be some kind of wish fulfillment when you get to the top of it? And until you know that is going to pay off for you to put your effort into that, you're just going to hold off. Sounds like wisdom to me. The main issue, holy crap, with the Tower. Is that not like almost the same? Yeah, it's almost the same. I mean, I'm getting some similarity here where now the wish fulfillment is down on the ground. I'm getting a few messages here that there's some issue of not getting wish fulfillment. There is an issue of feeling like in order to get wish fulfillment, you're going to have to be very grounded, very based, very practical, very down to earth. that your path to wish fulfillment is to be very solid and sure-footed in whatever it is that you build, because there's no point in you extending yourself in something that's not viable. Something might have come up actually that you didn't want, okay? Maybe you tried to avoid, but you couldn't. There's something that has fallen out here, okay? It might be a relationship. But it does look like with the Three of Earth, in the past, things were working, okay? You might have been sharing resources with someone. It might have to do with a group dynamic, networking, something like that. And again, if this has to do with that last eclipse happening in your 6th house, this might be people that you are working with on the day-to-day, like teams that you work with, or networks that you work on with other people. It looks like it was flowing in the past. Oh, why it's falling out? In the future, you've got Two of Air, so it looks like you are at a stalemate, okay? At the foundation, Four of Out, because you need to heal. Did I not just say that? Right? I said from the beginning, with your astrology and with some of those cards, it looks like you need to take a time out, do a little bit of R&R. Outcome is Emperor. So again, we get some Aries energy here, and Leo energy, fire, and regardless of signs, I feel that the outcome is you're going to boss up, you're going to take authority over this, and you are going to get control of whatever, because this is chaos. This is chaotic here. But what I'm getting is in the outcome, probably after you've done a lot of healing, you're going to straighten out whatever's been crooked, or balance out whatever was out of balance. I don't know that everything's going to be perfect, right? Like there's, even in this energy, there's still some little mountains there. There's some challenges ahead, but I think it's more doable. I get the feeling like the energy that you're in right now, whatever has fallen out, this is not doable. And I saw that like 2 readings ago for y'all, that something is not going to travel. It's not going to work because there's some cooperation issue going on, where I think that maybe you were collaborating with people who were not 100% on board with you. There were some good things, but I don't know that they were really I don't know if they were being really forthright and upfront about why they weren't giving their 110% to match you, and I think that's why perhaps something just ultimately fell out, okay? Is it going to be easy from now on? No, but it's like, notice the difference. That's going to be easier to track than that, okay? This challenge is like, who the heck is going to get up there? You're trying to climb an impossible mountain, right? It's like Mount Everest or something. People are going to die trying to make that trek. Like, don't even bother. Just stay low to the ground, okay, on that. But in the outcome, I think you are going to realize what mountains in your life, what challenges, what adversities are worth climbing, overcoming, and I think you're going to take on more doable challenges, okay? This is not a doable challenge. This is like, why? That's like the wrong mountain. Don't even get on it. You're going to go do something. You're going to take on a challenge that is actually, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm being brought to SMART goals. SMART goals, and I'm trying to remember what that acronym stands for, but the gist of it is you're going to be setting some goals for yourself and your life that are within your reach. Not to say that they're easy, but you could do that. This is something that's like, this is who can do that. And it probably has nothing to do with you. It just, like, that ain't it. And it's not your fault. I do feel like you are having to heal from something that is lopsided. I mean, some of you have tried to grow and thrive in a situation that is not balanced. It's not, I mean, this is like, you know, building the Tower of Pisa. Look at that. That tree. It's beautiful, but it's had to grow in ways to compensate for not being nourished in the way, right, with the sunlight or the water. It has to grow and shape shift. Because this really wasn't the best ground to grow in, okay? This wasn't really the best. Some of you, sorry if I'm getting too esoteric, but the cards take me there. I feel like some of you maybe planted yourself on something that was not stable. It wasn't maybe the best place to grow from, okay? Again, I'm getting a family vibe here at the foundation, so this might have been something in your, it's in the undercurrent, right, that you need to heal from. Maybe, yes, in your mind, your way of thinking, your beliefs, that, I don't know, that trying to grow in some odd area like this was okay. And again, it's like, well, yeah, you could do it, but this is not optimal place for a tree to grow, right? Just like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Not optimal architecture, trust me. I don't know how it's still here all these days. Have they had to fortify that? I just don't know. But, you know, there's something about somebody's upbringing that needs to get healed about, in terms of, where do I plant myself? Where can I actually plant myself to grow and thrive? Or what do I have to do in these, something about an awkward arrangements to preserve myself and to nourish myself when I'm not in an optimal environment surrounding, okay? All right. In the near future, and I'm talking like, yeah, within the next 2 weeks, I do feel like you are going to be in a lot of prayer and meditation and contemplation. I don't think you're going to be talking much or making a lot of decisions. When it comes to coming out of this stasis is really what I'm seeing. Yeah, hopefully healing. Okay, I think some of you are going to maybe be pondering some difficult decisions that you need to make with your life. Something that maybe you have been avoiding. I heard something about between a rock and a hard space. That just came out in reverse because someone, oh well, there's some difficulty here with manifesting, with the Magician in reverse, 10 of water in reverse, 10 of air in reverse. You're trying to end something with these 10s. And it might be a time of either having trouble manifesting or somebody around you is having trouble manifesting. I'm also seeing an energy you got to watch out for. Somebody is manifesting, but they're doing it in a way that is very low vibrational, like, yes, being a manipulator, being destructive in some respect, being underhanded, being wasteful. With the 10 of water in reverse, this might have to do with your ideals, okay? What you have idealized for your life, maybe involving a marriage or a family. And some of you are trying to heal and recover and regenerate. There may be some energy in the mix here of somebody, I'm getting like squandering, okay? Somebody squandering opportunities, squandering resources within a family dynamic potentially. It might have even led, the squandering may have even led to, this is going to get dark, but I mean, y'all can handle it, all right? It might have led to a broken home, a broken marriage. It might have led to them neglecting their home and family life. It might have led to them trying to build something unsustainable with people who don't share emotional values. At the end of the day, like, that's, you can't build anything long term with that. And some of you, this has gone so dark that if this was actually, you know, the loss or brokenness of a marriage or a home, that's what you've got to heal from. You've got to regenerate, and some of you, part of that is going to involve letting go and releasing that, okay, I'm not going to be able to manifest with this person or this group or in this particular way. This particular way is not going to get me what it is I'm trying to get out of this. So you're having to let go and surrender at some point so that you can begin again. And until then, until you figure out what you've got to let go of that is in the way of you manifesting authentically in a very high vibrational way, it looks like you are in a timeout. It looks like you're not open for business, or somebody's not. Because something's got to be ended here. Something's got to be released, and it might again have to do with this really low vibrational Magician in reverse energy. Somebody needs to get healed from manipulation or wastefulness, squandering, or somebody has got to release whatever it is in their life that is performing, let me see, performing, that's not the word I wanted, but it came out. It is interfering with manifestation, okay? What is this? I'm gonna see, where's my shadow deck? What's happening here? Yes, unavailable. I mean, hey, if there's anything unavailable, you know, it's a Two of Swords, most definitely. Checked out, you know, not open for business because why? I've got to heal. I've really got to heal this because I'm not manifesting what I want. I'm not getting things the way that I want, or the way that people around me are trying to manifest is not. I'm not open to that. I'm not gonna expose myself or become vulnerable to that. So, you know, this is like I'm avoiding. I'm maybe even blocking off my emotions. I'm closing myself off because I I gotta figure this out. I gotta take a time out here and figure out what's the problem. How do we manifest what we want without all this tricky Ricky type of energy coming up? Anything else? Anything else? Yeah, some of you have some doubts. So I'm hearing, can I manifest? That might be an issue of why. Yeah, somebody's in a lot of, this is what you got to heal from. Both of these cards are about healing something, and it might go back to your thought life, your beliefs. Some of you, the way that you're thinking within yourself, it's like, I don't know, this is bad. I don't want to, I feel awful about this, but it's like negative self-talk, but I'm getting something, it's not like, that's really watering it down to say it that way. I'm getting this feeling of, this is not going to be everybody, but some of you, and again, I don't know if this goes back to your childhood, because I got a lot of family stuff at the foundation here that needs to be healed about beliefs, a lot of Hierophant, okay? I just get this feeling like some of you were verbally abused, and or you dealt with a critical spirit growing up. Somebody always pointing out, oh, you missed a spot. Oh, you missed a spot. I'm also getting another energy of you were not encouraged, right? And a lot of us, we have that. A lot of us have that. We don't get enough encouragement. It's, we get, culturally, it's something bad, you know, in America. We don't do enough of that. Hell, I need to do more of that in my readings, okay? I need to work on that. It's part of my culture leaking through, right? We need to become better encouragers of one another. But people, because they were brought up like this in their background, either they weren't encouraged, they were dealing with a critical spirit, or outright verbal abuse, they then, their inner self-talk is verbally abusive to themselves, overly critical, and lacking encouragement. Like, people don't know how to encourage themselves, okay? So whoever this is here, right, as a general reading, I do get, there's a lot of pain here. Some of it may be self-inflicted because of your own self-talk, and you're going to have to heal that. You're going to have to think about how your upbringing maybe instilled this negative self-talk, and if you're not doing the negative self-talk, it might be the doubt, right? Again, maybe you were brought up by a parent who was always casting doubt. Well, what if this goes wrong? Well, what about that? Well, have you heard of that? Well, so-and-so did that and that didn't work out, so maybe you shouldn't either. You know, I don't know. You fill in how it applies for you, but something needs to get healed with this, all right? Please tell me more with this Four of Air. Yeah, some of you, this is impacting how you take action, what you work on and what you don't work on, okay? With Action of Earth in reverse, basically Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and Keeper of Air, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn at the foundation, feminine energy possibly. It might have been a mother figure for some of you. You know, let's not get caught up in gender or signs here, because I don't want you to miss that. Let's just talk about energy alone. I'm gonna say keeper of air, and I'm a Queen of Swords, right? This is Queen of Swords in reverse. I hate to say it, but yeah, it's like somebody, there's that darn, you see that tree again? That's somebody in your family. If it's not at least one person, it could be several, right? I'm getting something about generational karma. I'm getting something about generational, it's like, I can't quite put the best wording on it, but what I'm getting is like, it's a culture within the family of criticism. Okay? A culture of criticism regarding what you put your work into and what you don't put your work into, or efforts. And it also might have to do with somebody criticizing another about when they're stuck, when they're not appearing to be effective in what they're doing, or their work is not being rewarded. Some of you are actually dealing with that energy in your vocational life, your everyday work life, okay? And again, if you are in a job where you're not getting fair compensation, I mean, who is these days? Welcome to 2024. You are not being rewarded for your work, or there's something monotonous and mind-numbing about what you are doing, and you feel like you are stuck. Are you criticizing yourself for this? Does this stem from some critical spirit within your family background, where people are maybe overly opinionated, they're adding their 2 cents where it's not wanted and frankly not helpful, it's not valued, okay, it's not adding any value to your life with them putting their 2 cents in, and maybe they're just being like overly judgmental. That needs to get healed about something not working out, or at least in the way that you had hoped or wanted. Tell me what this tower is. What is this tower about? Yeah, I do feel like something has not been flowing for you, okay? I'm also getting something about drained, energy drained, because there's not been adequate. Some of you not getting replenished. Some of you, this is literal. Some of this is spiritual. That, again, I'm getting like maybe energy vampires around you, or, you know, you're not feeding your soul with energy that actually replenishes you, like words of encouragement. I'm getting also compassion, because, right, listen, there's a lot of things right now that ain't mathing, okay? Ain't adding up. And it's not your fault. It's, you know, probably a problem, right? Like, inflation is a big problem. A lot of people are unemployed right now and applying for ghost jobs. I'm not going to get all off on a big spiel on that. But the point is, it's your problem, but it's not your fault, okay? 10 of fire. Yeah, some of you are under a lot of heavy burden, heavy responsibility, and it has to do, I think, with money. I'm getting a lot about responsibilities, burdens in this 3D, in this material realm. It may have to do with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but generally speaking, this has a lot to do with your abundance, with you having stability and security in this life, with there being flow, because, you know, people are being generous to you, therefore you're able to be generous with them. But realistically, what it's taking for you to get at this place materially is requiring a lot of heaviness, okay? You might have too much going on, and again, I'm getting stress here. Some of you need to drop the burden. Should be like, oh, well, it ain't working out. And yeah, it's my problem, but it's not my fault. I don't need to beat myself up for the things that are outside of my control. Did I do my best? Yes, I did. My conscience is clear. Next. Like, do not. I'm getting something about incriminate yourself. Somebody's been self-incriminating. Somebody's been running themselves through the... Okay, so I heard this, my generation, Pet Shop Boys, what have I done to deserve this? What have I done to deserve this? Listen, again, I'm going to go back to, it's 2024, okay? Give yourself permission to fail, for it not to be good enough. Because how will it ever be in this economy, right? There's a lot of crookery going on that has nothing to do with, you know, it's not your fault. I'm going to keep saying that. So in the outcome, you've got the Hermit. Ooh, that looks like you're getting more of a eagle-eye view of what's going on. You're seeing the bigger picture. You are seeing, yes, you're seeing the challenges again. They don't disappear. But you're getting above it, all right? And there's that tree again that I kept seeing with this family, this healing issue, 4 of air yet again, where you are healing. Maybe some of you are getting therapy, or you're getting some kind of advice or counsel about this issue. Just spending alone time with spirit, and looking again at this issue of, you know, the truth of the matter, of what you have had to do to survive. Sometimes, some of us, right, in order to survive and thrive certain less than ideal conditions in our upbringing, we had to, you know, there's some maladjustment or poor coping that happened. Kind of looks beautiful still in the outcome, though, right? Maybe not the best place to be rooted and planted, but beautiful tree still. Right? Gorgeous view. And I think you're starting to get a higher perspective of this, okay? 5 of water, you know, yes, I do think that there's some grief here, but you are healing from it. Dream of earth, maybe communicating as well about it. Communicating, putting some goals out as well, where... Let me see, some of you could have... I'm getting a few messages here. I am getting that after some time of pulling back in solitude and working on your own healing and processing some grief in your life, you come out of this time where you get more solid in your thinking and in your communicating about the goals that you have in your life and how you're going to take authority over the challenges ahead and going after them. I'm also getting, some of you are going to be doing this with the help of an advisor, maybe a therapist, or maybe just intentional time of prayer and meditation. And I'm getting another message here on the work front issue that there could be a boss that is going to be giving you some good news, okay? And this might be somebody who is coming in and giving you some advice to maybe stay quiet, don't do anything just yet. It might involve somebody in your midst is probably, I'm getting something about being quiet about this. Good money news, because what it makes one person happy is making somebody else not so happy. So I'm almost getting like you've got some good news coming in, maybe from somebody in authority, somebody like a boss or a supervisor. They come and bring you some good news, but you got to keep it quiet, because I think that some other people are not going to be too happy about it. Two of water at the foundation here. It seems like there's something going on with boundaries in relationships and finding a way to get more growth in these connections that you have with people, and a stronger bond with people that allows the two of you to, I'm getting something about harmonize in a way where you're respecting each other's boundaries, you're respecting each other's strengths and weaknesses, you're strengthening each other's weaknesses for the purpose of achieving shared vision, shared goals. Yeah, there's a lot here about ambitions. Star card, Aquarius may be relevant. Three of water. A lot of healing that can happen here with these relationships. And I think it has to do with, you know, boundaries and strengthening one another. What is the overarching energy here? What is the overarching energy here? I'm going to be straight with you. I got, you know, kind of a bit of a mixed bag, right? Like I'm getting that there's a whole day-to-day workspace, what you're doing in that realm that's getting triggered, obviously, with that solar eclipse in Aries over the next 6 months, okay? So this outcome, well, let me see how far ahead it is in the future. I mean, astrologically, I know that's going to unfold over the next 6 months. Oh, I think it's over here. Let me see if I can find my timing deck. Oh, there it is. It's hiding from me. Tell me when the timeline is on that. The Emperor. The Emperor is Aries season, which we're coming out of. Yeah, don't wait around. It's up to you. Do you have to boss up here, Scorpio? Is this Emperor your energy? Okay, I'm getting that it's tied to healing. Look at that butterfly. It's so Scorpio you, right? We're doing a Scorpio reading. There's a symbol of Scorpio saying it's up to you. Don't wait around for somebody to make this happen, okay? And it's not to say that it won't happen, because I'm actually getting that it will. But the issue here is that it is really tied to healing this family issue. And notice that same family card came out in the outcome. So I know some of you are probably sick and tired of hearing about healing. And I hear you, you know, but I've come to understand that this is like hygiene, right? I mean, maybe you want to just take one shower in your entire life, or eat one meal in your entire life and call it donezo, you know? But it's not the way hygiene or nutrition works. You got to do it on the daily. We're back again to sixth house where that thing got triggered, right? So sixth house being a house of healing and vocation, right? I'm getting a lot of overlap here, but nevertheless, it's up to you. You're going to have to step in this Emperor energy, and I think ultimately you will, but it's when you're ready. And it's a general reading, but even if it wasn't, I mean, nobody can tell you how to heal and how fast, right? You got to do it on your timetable. It's kind of like when I decided to pull the trigger on finally doing this reading. I wanted to do it sooner, but I didn't feel at peace within myself to do it sooner. When I finally got the release to do the reading, I stopped waiting around. So, you know, you need to not rush it. I know that there's something here with ambitions. Look at the stars in the sky, okay? Some of you are very ambitious and want to, you know, get on to something, but it's just like, I want to get this reading out to y'all, but it ain't ready till it's ready, okay? There we are, more mountains, more nighttime sky, and this is a totally different deck I keep getting, so that's telling me there's something faded, there are some challenges, there is some adversity here. You got a lot of ambitions, but look, you also have a lot of potential. Treat it like an adventure is what I'm hearing. Because I'm going to be straight with you, some of these cards that I got from the beginning involving these kind of mountain things, right? It was telling me that some of you you're laying low because you're not seeing it as an adventure, and I'm not going to talk you out of maybe, right, if it's this that you're looking at, you got to drop that, right? That's not sustainable. But if it is a mountain you can and should climb, and Spirit is giving you release to go after that, try to maybe look at it as an adventure. Again, this is going to go back to a lot of beliefs and perspectives that I saw coming up with the Hierophant card throughout, or definitely earlier on in this spread. There maybe needs to be a perspective shift rather than looking at things, and trust me, listen, my rising is your opposite, right? I'm a Taurus rising, which is opposite of Scorpio. And I'm double fixed, so I definitely feel your fixed energy, okay? I've had to retrain my brain over this, especially as we've gotten older, right? If you're an older viewer, as am I, more mature, right? You've been on this rock for maybe too damn long, seen too many things. You know, you're tired of climbing this stuff, right? Like, this is not looking fun anymore, right? And I feel like, yeah, just a little personal sharing, God has had to work with me on that, you know, to kind of like stop looking at that like, oh shit, I'm tired of these dang mountains. Can you stop throwing mountains in my path? Like, can I get an easy, smooth, you know? Can I get things flat and be all right, back to the fixed energy. Everything just stable and secure and everything. Can we do that? Nice, straight, and smooth, right? Can we do that? And I think the Spirit has been talking to me about that. Maybe also you, that maybe stop looking at it as, again, unwanted, okay? Because there's some energy going on right now that something didn't, so the rug might have gotten pulled out from under you in some respect. And no, let me see. I want to see exactly what was that about. But it was like, I mean, I think we saw it was maybe had to do with some of your finances or stuff going on in the 3D, some responsibilities. I just want to get more specific. But the point is that it's an unwanted change, okay? And this, I think after you get enough of these unwanted changes, like, you know, listen, I hopped on this roller coaster ride called life, and I actually didn't like those twists and turns. I actually didn't like that heavy drop. Like, I don't find that exhilarating. I don't find it exciting. I don't find it adventuresome. Like, could you put me on a nicer path? And Spirit is like, well, you got a bad attitude about that. I don't know. Again, I don't know exactly what y'all been through, so I don't want to make light of it, but it looks like this has to do with progress, okay? Getting expansion in your life. For some of you, maybe long distance travel. Some of you longing for change and progress in your life. Movement for some of you. Getting, again, I'm being brought back to that original spread that fell out with the Empress and the Six of Swords. Some of you trying to move on from something and get progress, and the way you went about it, it just it didn't get it, okay? What is it that Scorpio is having to release? There's something, again, about your surroundings, your locale, and long distance. Wow. 39 and 36. That breaks down to a 9. That's a 12, which is a 3. A lot of 3s. This is so divine. Y'all got that about a couple readings ago. A lot of 3s, a lot of 9s. 3 over there as well. This is about growth. This is about expansion, fertility, abundance on the day-to-day, having to do with you ending or releasing something. What needs to be ended or released? What needs to be ended or released? Someone been stealing from you. I'm telling you, it was a Tricky Ricky vibe, stolen a whole lot. You might have got a message about it. Some of you reading about it, okay? I mean, I got my theories, but I don't know how much I can talk about on here because they want to try to take me down if I get too real. I'm telling you, some of you are going to have more money coming in, okay? But it has a lot to do with you putting your money, investing it in good places. And I saw some of you had decided no longer to invest in something, that something wasn't a good investment. Some of you have been working on something and you have not been rewarded for your work. Or the work that you've done is just getting wasted, squandered by somebody around you, or again, lots of money being taken, wasted, squandered, possibly, I don't know, from inflation. There's something about summertime as well. From last summer to next summer. I mean, I'm going to be straight with you on this end. I'm getting it heavy with the inflation. You got money coming in, but you need to invest it wisely. Because, see, I'm not getting here that you're hitting the lottery or jackpot, right? Not that I do that kind of reading, but just saying. No, a lot has been taken and stolen, and now we have money trickling in. But you got to invest it wisely, okay? And again, we go back to that page or Dream of Pentacles that came out. It's telling me it's good money news, but a pentacle is not a lot. Not a lot. Somebody might be giving or gifting you some money. Again, you get some kind of financial support or windfall. Is it a whole heck of a lot? No, that again might be why I see you holding back, being frugal, because now is the time that calls for that. Let me see if I can give you, yeah, we're talking about release. It just keeps coming up in this reading, so let me see about this. I'll put the music back on. Please show me, what does Scorpio need to release That came forward. Divine timing. Oh my gosh. Okay. Honestly, it's kind of a mixed bag because I felt a few times in this reading that there is something with divine timing. Yet at the same time, there's a lot in your hands with free will, which would be the opposite. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Well, okay. I do get the feeling like something has been fated for you. It is fated for you to be in abundance, but you have joined yourself with people who maybe were interfering with flow, and it was creating some kind of difficulty in manifesting something. And this may have caused you to doubt yourself, or it may be stemming from a pattern of self-doubt that was formed in your childhood that you still need to heal. And when you use your free will to do that, then you will be aligned with what is fated. Surrender, inner peace till then is really what I'm getting, okay? Like, okay, cultivate inner peace on a daily basis in quiet, meditative moments. Focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. I'm really seeing this as about, I'm getting a lot of this solar eclipse in Aries in the 6th house here is on your day-to-day that you're going to have to hold your peace, even though things may not be flowing quite as you like or in the time frame that you would like. You're going to have to hold your peace on the day-to-day, and in this healing work that you are doing, try to pray and meditate on how you can maintain your peace despite some things going on where, again, I did see, I do not want to discourage you. I want to prepare you that there's possibly some things coming up into the summer where you need to be on guard of people trying to take money from you in one way or another. I'm not necessarily saying that there's a thief in your midst or a manipulator or a tricky Ricky. Maybe there is. It's a general reading. Take it how it applies. But at bare minimum, there is some energy, some force in your midst, in your surroundings that is interfering with your ability to manifest or hold on to your manifestation. Because you're dealing with some kind of thievery going on and manipulation with resources and money. Some of you, I'm sorry, but this is like, again, going back to the family dynamic, the 5 here, the grief. Some of you have felt like you are alone. Look, he's back on a little mountain again, a little lopsided, weird mountain. Do you see? The symbolism continues. Here it is some more. I'm telling you, these darn trees keep showing up out of every... Like, do you ever see trees like this and mountains like this? This is what needs to get healed. And I told you there will be, over the next 2 weeks, some push for you to end something and to regenerate and to begin again. And an issue, maybe a family matter that has left you feeling quite grievous, quite alone in this, very defeated. I'm sorry, this is some heavy stuff, but you gotta, it's like beginning again. And some of you have really been through the refining fire. You've been also in a very cold, dark space. I'm so sorry. But what happens is that you emerge from this darkness better positioned. Okay, this poised card is about you positioning yourself better, and I think this is, you know, aligning yourself better in groups, teams, networks, relationships, relational boundaries. There's the home again. Telling you, where do you belong? What is your position within a home family situation? How do you position yourself better in this dynamic? Because some of you have had to kind of put roots down in a less than ideal place or space and time. You've had to find a way to grow and thrive despite having the nourishment you needed. And you need to give yourself credit, okay? Because some of you, even though you might feel like you've been burned to a crisp, and yes, you need to heal, you need to take a time out on that. Your spirit looks like this, right? You might feel like, oh, this is going on, but you've grown so much from these challenges and adversities, and you've managed to keep your head above the water in some things that were very difficult, and you need to give yourself credit. Like, damn, I pulled that beauty off in that dark space. I pulled that beauty off in probably the, you know, most definitely less than ideal space, right? I didn't have even footing there, and yet I still survived and managed to thrive in a less than ideal situation. Give yourself credit for that. And when you regenerate and begin again, begin where you do belong. Begin in a positioning that is even better than this, right? That's not the best positioning for a tree to grow, yet it grows. Where do you belong? Where can you grow and thrive? I guess I'm repeating myself at this point. I'm probably going to leave off on that note. I'm not sure what else to draw from at this time, but I hope that I have said something here that helped this kind of light go off in your spirit, so that you're tapping more into this energy of feeling secure and safe, and feeling like you can begin again and actually thrive better than before. Till next time, Scorpio, be blessed.